Hi, readers! I have been waiting for you! I'm so glad you're here with me. Today, we will be reading our new engagement text and exploring a new decodable book.
Materials!
Grab your thinking cap and tie it on tightly. Here are today's 3 learning targets. Using evidence from the text, I can answer questions about the story James and Sam Take a Hike. I can read high-frequency words and words that don't play fair. And I can read the decodable text James and Sam Take a Hike. Here we go.
Transition song!
It's time to hear a story, a story, a story. It's time to hear a story and say what you've learned.
Read aloud.
Our new engagement text is entitled, James and Sam Take a Hike. Get comfy and listen closely to this new story. When we're finished, we'll talk about the story together. James, Sam, and Dad woke up in the forest. It is James's first time camping, and he loves it so far. Dad asks, "Do you want to take a hike today before we go home?" "Yes," says Sam, "we will walk for miles." "It will take a lot of time," says James. "I want to see a cave," says James. "I want to see bones," says Sam. "This will be fun." Dad smiles. They walk on a long path next to a wide stream. It winds through the trees. At mile 1, they see some wide pine trees. James runs behind a pine. "The tree is so big I can hide behind it," says James. "This is fun," says Sam. At mile 2, they see a hole in the ground. "I wonder what lives in here," asks James. They look inside. "It is a home for a snake," says Sam. At mile 3, they see a pile of stones in the stream. The stones shine in the sun. "I will bring a stone home for Pat," says James. "Will we hike 9 miles?" asks Sam. "No, I think it's time to turn around," says Dad. They walk back to the long path next to the wide stream. They wind through the trees. They see the pile of stones. They see the snake hole. They see the pines, but no cave or bones. But that's okay. The hike was still fun. "I like to hike," says James. "Next time I will bring Pat."
Question and answer.
Let's talk about the story together. Why did Dad say that they should bring James on this hike? Because James had so much fun the last time they went hiking together. What were the 2 things that James and Sam really wanted to see? A cave and some bones. It says that Sam and James pile out of the car. What does that mean? It means they get out of the car quickly and they might even bump into each other, looking like a pile. And finally, Dad, Sam, and James wind through the trees. What does the word wind mean? It means they walk through the trees on a path, maybe going back and forth, back and forth.
Transition song.
Now it's time to learn high frequency words together. It's time to learn the words writers and readers use a lot.
Word work.
Let's look at some new high frequency words. The first word is next. Next. In this word, the letters match the sounds. Here is another word you will see in our story this week. Look closely at the letters. Still. Still. This high frequency word plays fair also. Our next new word is want. Want sounds like it should have a short vowel O in it, ah, but it doesn't. Instead, the word has an A in it. This high frequency word does not play fair. And finally, the word says. This word has a vowel team that is supposed to say A, but instead it sounds like eh, says. That's tricky. Says doesn't play fair, but it's an important word to know that you will see and hear a lot in today's text. I know that you can lock it into your brain.
Read aloud.
Now we will read the decodable text, James and Sam Take a Hike. I would love for you to join me in reading this text. You'll see our new high frequency words. When you see them or hear them, touch your nose. You will also see many words that have that silent E at the end. As a reminder, our new high frequency words are next, still, want, and says. Here we go. Sam, James, and Dad are camping. Dad says, "Do you want to take a hike?" Are any of today's high frequency words here? Says and want. Yes, we will take a hike, says Sam. We will hike 4 miles. It will take a lot of time, says James. What new word did you spot on this page? Says and says. I want to see a cave, says James. I want to see bones, says Sam. There are 4 high-frequency words on this page. Can you find them all? Want, says, want, and says. At mile 1, they see pines. The pines are wide. I can hide, says James. Did you spot our new word on this page? Says. At mile 2, they see a hole. It is a home for a snake, says Sam. Did you spot the word on this page? Says. At mile 3, they see a pile of stones. Some of the stones shine. I will bring a stone home for Pat, says James. What word did you find here? Says. Will we hike for 9 miles? asked Sam. No, it is time to go back, says Dad. What word did you find here? Says. They hike back. They see the stones. They see the hole and the pines. They do not see a cave or bones. But it is still fun. Did you spot any words here? Still. I like to hike, says James. Next time I will bring Pat. There were 2 words on this page. Can you spot them? Says and next. Nice job reading this story with me.
Closing reflection.
As you are reading today, what tools did you use to help you read James and Sam Take a Hike? You are searching for those high-frequency words, and I bet you are also looking and thinking about all of those words that have a silent E. We will continue our work together again soon. I'll see you next time.